When you walk through the doors of the Seokdang Museum, you're not just stepping into a building, you're stepping into 100 years of history, stories of survival, resistance, beauty, and identity. This isn't just another museum, it's Busan's first museum, founded in 1959, and it holds treasures that whisper Korea's soul. And a very interesting fact is that this building in itself was actually a temporary government complex that accommodated the offices of the State Council and many other major government offices in the past. In 1950, the Korean War forced millions from their homes. When Seoul fell, the government and countless refugees moved south to Busan. This building, now the Seokdang Museum, became the temporary central government building. Here, the President and State Council worked under constant pressure, approving military operations, coordinating with allies, and drafting urgent diplomatic letters. But one of their most critical missions was supporting the refugees. Policies were made here to provide emergency housing, distribute food rations, set up medical clinics, and register displaced families so they could receive aid. Schools were reopened in temporary spaces so children could keep learning, and job programs were created to help people rebuild their lives. Outside, the Busan tram carried soldiers, workers, and refugees through a city crowded beyond capacity, yet still functioning through sheer determination. This year marks 100 years since this building was completed. Standing here today means standing in the place where leaders worked to protect a nation and care for its people in their hardest days. This museum was founded by Dr. Jong Jae-hwan, whose nickname was given Suktang. Hence, the name of the museum bears his name and gets called Seokdang Museum. Dr. Suktang did not just collect beautiful things, he bought pieces of history with his own money because he believed they were precious. At that time, they weren't classified as treasures or national heritage, but he saw their value before anyone else did. And years later, these very artifacts were declared national treasures. This is a painting with grapes drawn on it. But why grapes, you would wonder? Because they symbolize fertility and abundance, a wish for many children. But what's even more amazing? These grapes weren't just drawn, they were stamped onto the picture with real grapes. Tiny details like that show how art and emotion were intertwined in everyday life. And over here, this is the bed of Korea's last queen. Notice the color? It's red, unlike the black beds used by wealthy households. But why is that so? Because the red-colored bed was made with the most expensive raw materials. It was a symbol of royalty, grace, and dignity. But not everything you see here was bought by the museum. Some were generously donated by people who love history and believed it should be preserved for everyone. That's how powerful the Korean heritage is. It inspires generosity. So when you visit the Seokdang Museum, you don't just look at objects, you hear stories, you feel a nation's pain, pride, and persistence. This place holds 2 national treasures, 18 official treasures, and countless untold stories of the refugees of Korea. And more than that, it holds Korea's hearts.